Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Makeover!
Makeover, 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 makeover. Makeover, 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 makeover.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Wackass, and this is my first video recording on my brand new computer. I know it's been like 6 months since I posted a video, and I'm sorry about that. And I was working on a really long Trolls retrospective video where I talked about all the movies since the third one came out. I kind of decided to scrap that video because that's on my old computer and I lost all the files. That kind of sucks. But today I wanted to talk about something that I recently found out about. I recently found out that Clone High got a second season on the reboot. And after watching the first 2 episodes, I can say I'm very disappointed. I feel like they didn't actually make any meaningful changes to make it any different than season 1 so far. Honestly, it feels like watching the same show again. The same rehashed crap. It feels like the writers in the room decided to sit down and say, how can we make this as similar to season 1 as possible and be as safe as possible? It just doesn't feel interesting to me. I feel like everything that they're about to do in this season has already been done before. If you don't want spoilers, go ahead and click off real quick because we're about to get into some spoilers about the first 2 episodes. If you guys don't know, Harriet, Tubbman, and Confucius started dating at the end of last season. And, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. I liked that story arc. I liked them being together. But within the first episode of the show for the new season, she immediately cheats on him with another guy and starts falling in love with a different character. And my only thought while watching this was, didn't we already do this exact same plot last season with, like, Joan and JFK cheating on Joan? Like, didn't we already do this before? So why are we rehashing the same plot of somebody getting cheated on? I know they're teenagers and that teenage relationships are fragile and people cheat or whatever. But you telling me you couldn't come up with anything else to do with these 2 characters? You just had to rehash something that we already did in the first season of the show? It's like, come on, man. It's like, bro, like, you guys had people sitting in a room writing this stuff. And none of them came up and sat and were like, man, you know, this is really similar to what we did last season with JFK and Joan over... like what, less than a year ago? You guys wrote the first season less than a year ago. The first season came out less than a year ago. Like, how are we rehashing the same thing a year later? It's like, come on. And then another thing that still annoys me about this show is just the ugly character designs of the new characters. They just don't fit with everybody else. I feel like Harriet Tubman's ugly. Frida Kalo is still just the most disgusting character in the show besides Topher, Christopher Columbus or whatever. And he comes back, and honestly, that's my least favorite character in the entire show. He's actually so annoying. He was really annoying in the first season. He hasn't been as annoying this season. Him and Joan are doing this whole outcast thing because Joan tried to kill all the kids last season. And it's like, okay, that could be a cool plot, watching Joan interact with other characters outside of her friends. But it's like... at the same time, it's just not interesting. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's not as interesting when it's only, like, 4 dynamics of the, like, 4 characters that actually interact with each other and then Joan doing her own thing. It's like, come on, bro. I get her having the whole social outcast thing, but I would have loved for that to be solved earlier. Like, I don't rock with the fact that she's a social outcast compared to her peers because it's just kind of boring. Like, it's just really boring. I'm just not interested in the character. I don't care. It's like, I don't care that she's a social outcast. I know it's going to get solved eventually. They can't just not keep her in the main story. And then another thing that really annoyed me is that the Clone High creators were talking about, if we get 3 seasons, if we get renewed, we'll bring back Ghandi. If we get renewed, we'll bring him back. Like, bro, we have to support this season of the show, which I already have a feeling is going to be really mid. If you guys want to see me do a full review on the show, go ahead and like this video and, you know, subscribe. But... I have a feeling that's going to be mid, and I don't want to watch this season, support it, just for Ghandi to come back and be even worse than like he was before and just be boring. He's going to be just as boring as everybody else. He's going to be poorly written and boring to watch. It's like they gutted every single character and made them so boring. The show itself just drags on. It's like dragging your balls on glass. It's just nothing remarkable at all. If I were to give the first 2 episodes a review, I would have to say that they were both easily like 5 out of 10s. They were just kind of mid. It was like watching me because I wasn't watching it. The show was watching me more than I was watching it. That's just how boring it was. It's just, I don't know, bro. I'm disappointed because, you know, Clone High was one of my favorite shows that I like found. It was like a hidden gem that I loved. And then they started making the new seasons, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm hyped. We're getting a reboot. We're bringing back one of the good shows, one of these great shows. And they just make it terrible. It's like, how do you just make the show so unfunny? And then in the second episode, or the first episode, there was a young Sheldon joke that pissed me off. It was like, I think Confucius was like, we all know what came before the Big Bang, young Sheldon. And I was just like, bro, I'm gonna turn the show off. Because that's just not even funny. It's not even doing current references funny, bro. It's just not even funny. It wants to be Family Guy so bad with the way it references everything, which I get that's what it did originally, but back then they weren't like shoehorning it in. Now it just feels like Family Guy. Like when they set something up, I'm expecting a cutaway gag. They'll say something like, "Oh, Seinfeld." I'm expecting a Seinfeld cutaway gag, bro. It's like, come on, man. But that's all I really have to say about the show so far. When I watch more of it, I will come back and make a full review. And I'm going to be trying to be more consistent since I do have a new computer, which can run my editing software so much better. So if you guys still continue to like the content, I will be trying to post one video a week, every week, getting some new content out. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. I may be working on a Teen Titans Go video, but I don't know. If you guys enjoyed this video, it's been me, Wackass. I'll see you guys in the next one.